It's Wednesday, May 19th, 2021. Wow. What a day today. We got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. The volatility, the unpredictability, the plunge protection team, just the continued magic tricks that are going on in these markets, the uncertainty that is coming, and we are seeing signs of trouble. And I hope all of you are paying attention. I know that most of you are. And we're seeing more trouble today. These are more warning signs, okay, of what is to come. Bitcoin plunges 30% to $30,000 at one point in wild session, recovers somewhat to 40,000. This was on the CNBC website today. And I was watching it last night, going up, going down, just a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. And this is not gold versus cryptos or gold versus Bitcoin, because there's no comparison. Gold is real money. We're never going to see this type of volatility in precious metals because precious metals are real and they're not based on speculation. A store of value does not go down, does not drop 30% in 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Gold and silver don't drop 30% in 3 hours. What does is Bitcoin. What does is cryptocurrency. And I know there's people out there that are going to hate me for saying something negative against the cryptos and Bitcoin. And I'm not here to tell you to sell all your Bitcoin or all your cryptos. I'm not telling you to get out of the crypto market. God bless everybody that has been making money in the cryptos, gambling, speculating. I just hope that you've taken some of that money, put it on the sidelines, put it in some tangible hard assets like gold and silver, and that you got some of your money out. There are people that woke up today who've been decimated. And I'm not here to say that it's going to zero, because we know Bitcoin tomorrow could be 80,000. This is the type of volatility, but this is why it is not a store of value. If you really believe that what you have here is a store of value, that it's a real asset, how come so many people just dumped it as soon as there was a little hint of trouble? As soon as Elon Musk comes out and hints that he might have sold some of his Bitcoin. If this is a real asset, a real store of value, how come one man, one human has this kind of influence on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies across the board? How come one person can influence and cause a market to go into turmoil just on a tweet? This is not a store of value. This is not a store of value, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it could go up to 80,000 tomorrow. I don't really care, because I don't trust something and I don't believe in something that is this volatile, especially if one person says something. What's going to happen when the stock market really gets wrecked? When we see the stock market get hit 20, 30, 50% or even more, what do you think these cryptos are going to do? We saw last time when the market went down 20%, Bitcoin got crushed. It went down 85%. Okay, if you're looking to protect yourself, speculating in cryptos, I don't think is going to give you the protection that you need during an economic collapse, during a stock market collapse. It is not a safe haven asset. It gets crushed just on a tweet. And so, again, the unpredictability, the volatility that we're seeing here, and my main concern for people out there is that you must be protecting yourself. We are still in the good times. Nothing bad has happened yet. We haven't seen these markets correct by 50% or more. What is going to happen when that day comes? I truly believe we're going to see the stock market go down 50% or more, quite easily more. And I don't believe that Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency is going to save you. The Dow Jones was down at one point 586 points. It closed down around 163 points today. So you can bet the plunge protection team was in there today trying to save this, because I knew this morning, seeing what was happening to Bitcoin, the effects this was going to have on the stock market right across the board. And of course, the plunge protection team in there buying it up because they did not want all panic happening today. Again, if you cannot see the manipulation that is taking place right now, then you cannot see the reason why you need to be protecting yourself. Then you're one of these people who believes that the US dollar is going to be the world reserve currency forever. You believe that the banking system is safe. You believe that the system is safe. You believe that these markets are safe and that everything is fine. Just remember, the Fed wasn't in there buying all this. If the Fed didn't have rates at zero, if the Fed wasn't continuously pumping in trillions of dollars to keep this whole scam alive, this whole thing would have been decimated by now. And all they're doing by kicking the can down the road is making this much, much worse. They're going to make this day of reckoning so much worse by allowing this thing to continue. But again, just to see the Dow down almost 600 points and how they try to get it back, it's unbelievable. I want to go back. People are gambling, ladies and gentlemen. They're gambling at the casino. They've been doing this for years in the stock market, in cryptos. And what they're unaware of, because many of them are not that savvy, many of them are very new, many of them don't remember or were not around for 2008. They don't understand that surprises can come out of left field. And what happens when that black swan appears? We're going to find out who and what is built to survive through this economy and through these markets. Many people will get wiped out. We're going to find out what asset classes are going to survive. Many people think gold and silver will just be vaporized during this collapse, that they're barbarous relics, that, this is for old people. This is for yesterday. This is a new world. It's different this time. Remember, it's always different this time. But I'm telling you, take a real look at what's happening in these markets. One person can say something, the market can correct, and what happens to the cryptos? They get absolutely annihilated. So be careful. I'm not telling you to get out. I don't give financial advice. But what I am telling you to be is diversified. Be diversified. If you're in cryptos, great. But you should own some of this stuff right here. Some gold, some silver. You should be pulling some of those profits and owning something that you can hold. Because remember, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Cash, gold, silver, so important right now. And again, if you want to gamble in all this speculation, have at it. But I really hope you're protecting yourselves. The crypto collapse, here's what is behind Bitcoin's sudden drop. CNBC today, regulatory bans. The talk of regulatory bans, China banning it, other countries banning it, central banks banning it. It is just a matter of time before we see more regulation. We're going to see more bans. And I think that, when you go and file your taxes, the first thing they ask you now is, do you have cryptocurrencies? Did you buy them? Did you sell them? They want to know. So I think it started out as a good idea, but when hackers can be hacked, I don't think it's as safe as everybody thinks it is. And I know there's going to be a lot of haters out there, but I don't make videos for people to like me. I'm not making videos for friends. I'm just sharing out loud my thoughts. And again, Bitcoin could be $80,000 tomorrow, right? I mean, who knows? But what I do know is I am not putting my trust and protecting my wealth with an asset that can be crushed 30% in hours. An asset that now is hovering around $40,000. A few weeks ago, it was at $65,000. A few hours ago, it was at $30,000. Just think, $30,000 to $65,000, a $35,000 haircut. That doesn't make me feel too comfortable. How about this? This doesn't make me feel too comfortable either. Also on CNBC, Coinbase back online following outage for some users amid Bitcoin sell-off. As digital coins plunged, Coinbase was down for some users. So if you wanted to get out, like you needed to sell and get out of this, you couldn't. If you wanted to buy the dip, you couldn't. So again, this just makes me really question how fragile the system is and how many people rely on their computers and those digits on a screen they're relying on the system. But when the system breaks, when the system doesn't work, the electricity goes down, there's a glitch, there's a cyber attack, what do you do? What do you do if you have to get out right now? What if this thing went down to 10 and you couldn't get out? If you don't hold it, you don't own it, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. I cannot stress the importance of this. I sleep really well at night. I'm not gambling. I'm just protecting my wealth with a lot of silver, a lot of gold. I buy mine from SD Bullion, link down below. Check them out. They've been absolutely fantastic. I don't care where you buy it from. I don't own a gold mine. I don't own a silver mine. I don't care if you buy it at the pawn shop, the coin shop, you buy it from anybody online. I buy mine from SD Bullion. They've been fantastic. And today I bought more mining stocks, and this week I will be buying more of this stuff right here, because with what I'm seeing in these markets, and especially what we saw this morning, it's another reminder why you better be holding hard tangible assets. Here's another one on CNBC. Big institutional investors are dumping Bitcoin and going back into gold, JP Morgan says. Now remember, JP Morgan has vaults loaded with gold and silver. 1 billion ounces of silver. They own more above ground physical silver than anybody in the entire world. 200 million ounces of physical gold. Their vaults are not loaded with thumb drives, okay? Not thumb drives. They're loaded with physical gold and physical silver. We saw the 10-year rise today, and I don't know how much money has flooded out of the cryptos in the last 24 hours. It is hundreds of billions of dollars, without a doubt, hundreds of billions of dollars. I believe that money went straight to cash, sitting on the sidelines, and I do believe that some of that will trickle down into gold, into silver. So we did see the 10-year up today, people flooding to cash. And how much of that goes into gold and silver, I don't know. But it is a matter of time before we start seeing big institutional investors coming into gold and into silver. And when that day happens, if you think the prices are high now, you ain't seen nothing yet. I saw Silver Eagles, was it last night or the night before, at over $48. This disconnect that we're seeing between the paper and the physical is going to continue to widen, okay? People don't care what the paper price is. What matters now is the physical price. The COMEX, who cares? It's about the physical price, and can you get it? Most places, a majority of their gold and silver is sold out at this point. What is going to happen when things go full-blown collapse? Not saying that's going to happen tomorrow or next week. That day of reckoning is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you right now, get this stuff while you can. It may take 4 weeks. It may take eight weeks for delivery. You might be able to get it in a few days. But the point is, you can still get it. There will come a point where it will get so expensive, and there will be no availability, no inventory. It will be bought out. You know why? Because these big institutional investors that JP Morgan is talking about, they're coming. They're coming to the party, ladies and gentlemen. And when they do, I know I won't be able to afford to buy it at that point, and most people watching this video won't be able to afford to buy it either. But right now, you can. You can cut out the weekend trip. You can cut out the vacation. You can cut out the lattes. You can cut out going to dinner. You can buy some silver. Still, we're going to look back one day. I 100% believe this. And my beliefs are more reinforced today than ever by watching this. The masses are being duped into this housing bubble, into this crypto bubble, into the bond bubble, into the stock market bubble, and all the other bubbles out there. They're being absolutely duped. The smart money is buying what most are ignoring, and they're buying what's on sale. We're going to look back and we're going to laugh at what we paid for this stuff. Home buyers are applying for ever bigger mortgages as home prices soar. This is a ticking time bomb on CNBC. People continue to acquire more debt. Mortgage apps did fall 4% last week. This is a ticking time bomb, ladies and gentlemen. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but it will happen. This housing market is going to be catastrophic when it goes, and there are going to be sales unlike sales you have ever seen before. Patience is a virtue, my friends. Home construction sees biggest drop since crisis hit. Here's why. This is also on CNBC. Housing starts for April down 13% compared to March. So I don't know, are we beginning to see something? Are we beginning to see a slowdown? We'll see. Lumber futures hit limit down, then recover, still down big from record as speculation unwinds, also on CNBC. So I don't know, some interesting news reports today. Maybe we're going to see a few things changing. One thing we're not going to see change, and that's going to be poverty. People are going to get more and more desperate for food, more and more desperate for money. We're going to see a lot of these unemployment benefits being cut off in many states now, and that's going to really make a big difference in people's income. That may force people to have to go back to work. Problem is, the jobs that are out there are not well-paying jobs. We see, a majority of the jobs in America, $10, $12, $15 an hour. I don't see how you can buy a house with that. I don't see how you pay rent with that. This is going to really change the situation for so many people. And when unemployment benefits are cut off, it's going to be a big problem. So these $300 benefits in many states are going to be getting cut off. The unemployment benefits are going to be getting cut off at some point. And this is going to be, I think, a time in America where reality is going to begin, where rubber begins to meet the road, where people are going to be forced back to work as the $300 benefits wind down, as the unemployment benefits wind down. In many states, this is going to be cut short. They were promised it would last till September. It will last to September 4th here in California. In other states, it's going to be cut off, I believe, in June. So people at that point are going to be forced to go back to work. And what are they going to go back to? A $10 or $12 an hour job? It's going to be a problem. And the 12 million people behind on rent, I mean, when these moratoriums end, big trouble. 39 million households, including most U.S. children, to get up to $3,600 stimulus in monthly payments. Starting in July, families will get payments of up to $300 for each child under 6 years old and up to $250 for each child 6 to 17 years old. And I'm going to leave you with this, ladies and gentlemen, as I wind the show down today. Who is going to pay for all of this? People are going back to jobs, getting paid $10 to $12 an hour. And guess what? They're not even getting 40-hour work weeks. You're going to have to, if you're lucky, you're going to have to work two jobs if you can find the second job. But people are going to go back to their $10, $12, $15 an hour jobs, 25 hours a week here, 15 hours a week here. And we're going to be paying 39 million families. We're going to be paying $300 for their kids. I don't know mathematically how this is going to work out, but this is, again, leading us into the worst economic collapse America has ever seen. Stuff like this. The amount of money that we are spending, the debt that we are racking up, the deficits, the cargo ships on the West Coast continue to flood the ports here. It's not stopping. We're making other countries wealthy, and yet we're producing nothing but debt here. People getting $300 per child, people getting paid to stay at home, and people being forced to go back to $10 and $12 an hour jobs. This, again, the perfect storm. Prices going up at the gas station, right? Gas going up, food prices going up, housing prices go up, rent going up, healthcare going up, education going up. I don't know what's not going up except your paycheck, your savings, your retirement. None of that's going up, right? But the debt's going up, the deficit's going up, and this is going to be a bad collapse, ladies and gentlemen. So look, more stimulus is coming, more money printing is coming, and more inflation is coming. So if you have the means, if you have the ability, get yourself a little bit of gold and a little bit of silver, put more food away, more water away, make sure you have security, make sure that you have a network, make sure you're close to your family, friends, and just make sure that you're preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Have a wonderful week. It's not the end of the world, but make sure that you're watching what's going on. People are being suckered. They're being suckered into all these markets, including the housing market, and the masses are going to be led right off the cliff. Make sure that you're not one of them. God bless. Talk to you soon.